So today, we're going to dive into a really powerful story that also happens to be a practical guide from an author named Blaize on Fire. If you've ever been on a natural hair journey or even just thought about starting one, this is basically her love letter to our hair.
And this right here, this one idea, is the heart of everything we're about to talk about. It's such a powerful way to think, right? It shifts the whole conversation from our hair being a struggle to it being something we celebrate.
All right, so let's start with something I bet a lot of us can relate to. The words we heard about our hair when we were growing up. And those early days with the perms and the hot combs.
So you see these two sides here. On the left, you've got the stuff the author, Blaize, heard all the time. Coarse, nappy hair, thirsty hair. And those weren't just words, They made her feel like her hair was bad, like it was something that needed to be fixed. And on the other side, that's the truth she had to find for herself.
And that whole shared experience? Well, that was really the kickoff for the author's own hero's journey. So let's follow the path she took, from feeling totally lost to finding some real, true empowerment.
It all kicked off back in 5th grade. She was getting bullied just for wearing simple ponytails, and it made her super self-conscious. Then in 6th grade, she got a leisure curl, and suddenly she was getting compliments. But you know how it is. The pressure just kept building. And by 8th grade, it was all about getting a perm before high school. And that decision, it led to her breaking point. Fast forward to 2016, she'd had enough. She was done feeling lost and decided it was time to go natural and finally figure out her own hair.
You have got to hear this comeback. So, back in 5th grade, a bully pushed her too far, and this is what she shot back with. The best part? She had just heard it in a Tone Loc song and had no idea what it even meant. But guess what? It worked. That fighting spirit was definitely there from day one.
And this was the moment everything changed. After the perm and the compliments started to fade, she was left with this absolutely horrifying feeling. She had no clue what to do with her own hair. That sense of helplessness, that was the spark for everything that happened next. It wasn't about style anymore. It was about getting control back.
So she went on this quest for knowledge, but she didn't just write it all down in a notebook and call it a day. Nope, she started turning all that research into real, powerful, handmade solutions that came directly from her own struggle.
So what was the big secret she uncovered? It all boiled down to one single word: hydration. And not just, getting your hair wet. It was about truly understanding how to moisturize it, and this is the most important part, how to lock that moisture in. This became her secret weapon for fighting thirsty hair for good.
Okay, this is so cool. You can literally see her journey in these two pictures. On the left, that's the idea, right? A little sketch for an onion oil treatment that came out of her research. And on the right, that's the real deal, the actual product she whipped up in her own kitchen. This is that moment an idea becomes reality.
I mean, her kitchen basically became her own personal laboratory. She started creating these amazing, nourishing hair masks with ingredients you probably have in your own house. We're talking aloe, coconut, avocado, banana, just real good stuff to literally feed the hair.
And it didn't just stop with one oil. It grew into this whole amazing toolkit. Each one of these handmade products was made to solve a specific problem she'd personally dealt with. From a growth oil to a balm for a dry scalp to a deep conditioning mask. She was building, piece by piece, all the solutions she'd been searching for.
And look, this was never just about starting a business. For her, it was about legacy. As a mom of 8 and a grandma, her whole mission was to break the cycle. She was creating the tools so that her kids and her grandkids could have a totally different and way healthier hair story than the one she had.
Okay, so this brings up a huge question, right? Maybe it's the elephant in the room for anyone thinking about this journey. Does this mean you have to give up all the styles you love, like wigs and braids?
Well, according to the author, the answer is a huge, resounding no. Her whole philosophy is about balance. So let's take a look at what the real goal is here.
First off, let's be clear. She is not hating on these styles. Not at all. In fact, she loves them, she wears them, and she totally gets how important they are for protection, for convenience, and just for expressing yourself. This is not about judging anyone's choices. And this is the real game changer. It's not an either-or situation. The real journey to natural is all about building a strong, healthy foundation. Because when your hair underneath is moisturized and healthy and thriving, you have the total freedom to wear any style you want, whenever you want to.
So look, the point of all this isn't to turn you into some master stylist overnight or to make you feel like you have to reach some impossible level of perfection. It's about feeling empowered because you have the knowledge. It's a guide to help you understand and care for your hair.
taking off all that pressure and just giving you the tools to help it flourish, completely on your own terms.
At the end of the day, this whole journey is about you taking the pen and becoming the author of your own hair story. So the final question really isn't about which product to use, but about how you want to see yourself. It's your crown, and it's your story. How are you going to write your next chapter?